great to appeal to those learners who learn best by hearing. So there's sound effects for someone snoring, and you say, what room are we in, when they're listening to the snoring. Or someone flushing the toilet, or pots and pans banging around, and it makes it fun. You can also ask them to go get a pot and a wooden spoon and come and bang it, and so we're getting more activity. Something I do in the classroom quite often, even when we're in class, is to confirm the student's address, is to type it into Google Maps and bring up an image of their house. So I can do that online as well and type in their address. They tell me, or they show me their address or an envelope, or they send me a picture, and I put it into Google Maps and ask them, is that your house? After we look at an image. Sometimes in class we pass the ball or throw the ball around to ask and answer questions to make it more active. So what I might do with the students is say, okay, everybody pretend you're holding a ball. So at least they're moving their hands around, and say, I'm going to throw this ball to Jenna. Jenna, did you catch the ball? And everyone's got their hands up in the air, just to make it fun. And what we're doing is what we usually do with a circle question in the classroom. So we'll say, how many bedrooms do you have? And we might chant that together by clapping our hands the first few times, and then get individuals to say it. So they're having practice with the sentence pattern that they're required to answer in their assessment. And then one thing we always do in class as well is charades. So we can play charades for each room. What room am I in? Just things like that. And tell them, okay, everybody, you're in the kitchen. Show me what you're doing. And get them to do the actions for being in the kitchen. Charades are fun, and a good thing for the tactile learners, of which I am actually. So I say here, writing in the air, because we do actually have some students in our foundation classes who haven't mastered holding a pencil or writing the letters. And it's very challenging to do that online. So we do send the students videos that demonstrate how to hold a pencil and how to write the letters and form the letters. But just for fun as well, we can write our letters up in the air, and we can get them to write it on their hand and show you B, ba, 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 so that they're still getting the practice and starting to understand the formulation of letters. I certainly wouldn't abandon teaching those important skills, even though it's really challenging online. We chant, we sing, we dance a lot. I'm the loudest teacher in the school, and everyone's door is closed. So now that I'm at home, I just have to close my own door. It's very nice. But we still do chanting and singing and moving around a lot. And the last thing I want to mention is, please don't forget about all the learning strategies that you do teach in class. So I just finished my TELS course, teaching EAL language learners through iSans, which was a great course and highly recommended, by the way. But we did a unit on learning strategies. And one that I was really excited to try out in the classroom was read, cover, write, check. So I have modified that to teach it online. And by sharing my whiteboard, sharing the words, putting the letters far apart, back together, making the words disappear, asking them to write it into their notebooks and things like that. So don't forget about your learning strategies. We just have to modify them, right? And of course, YouTube is everyone's best friend these days. And we're doing a lot of searching online for the best resources. Maybe during the module, if they chose cleaning the house, I would use one of the Bow Valley College literacy readers that has the audio function and can have the story read to them, and they can hear someone else besides me. And that's Perminder, Cleaning the House. or I'll do an ESL video, and they have a variety of different ones. I know this one here has a little cartoon, but not all of them do, and it's one little cartoon, even though we should use real pictures as often as possible with our literacy learners. And then if we were doing problems in the house, the video on the left is actually talking about, oh, my apartment is so cold, I don't know what to do. So these are just three of many, many, many in there. So you can search and search and search, and there's so many that you can find on there. Okay, it's 2:51, and I'm going to go to my last slide. Okay, here we are. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, I am the lead for the Literacy Center of Expertise in Calgary, and Jeremy Wilson is the assistant. We launched the Literacy Center of Expertise April 1st. It was planned for a while, and we didn't know we would be launching it during COVID. But the mission of the center is to act as a hub or a centralized place for all things literacy in Calgary and beyond, but predominantly Calgary. And so we're trying to collect as much good information as we can and put it all in one area for people to access, and then disseminate that through our website, which will be launched on May 25th. We currently do have a Facebook page that's operational if you'd like to join that. It's a private group, so you just have to ask to join. And part of my job and my responsibility is to provide workshops or help in any way that is asked from the other service providers in Calgary. So I am available to do that. I'm available to join your PD, and if you give me a topic and you'd like me to present on something, I'm available to do that. When we go back into the classroom, I'm available to come and visit and talk and find out what you need and try and connect all the experts and the wonderful things that are going on in Calgary into one place. So there's my email address, Donna Clarke at immigrant-education.ca. Please feel free to reach out to me. And that concludes my presentation. So maybe I can look in the chat here, or I can ask my moderators if there are any questions.
Thank you so much, Donna. You have given us so much in such a well-organized presentation. I've got tons of notes, and this has just been such a handy and useful and inspiring thing to see. We did have one question earlier from Teresa, who was just asking, are you willing to make this presentation available for people who would like to have another look at some of the text that you have written on some of your worksheets and your slides?
Oh, yes, for sure. So I'll put it up on our Facebook page. It is in a PowerPoint presentation, so I can share that with anyone over email. If they write to me at that email address, then I can send it to them directly as well.
Great. I know from firsthand experience that Facebook group is a wealth of information. I've learned so much from that already. So I strongly encourage anybody to, if you are a Facebook user, to join that group. It's been really, really useful.
Okay, great. And Wendy's saying here, is it okay if we post this recording to Tutela and ATESL Advocacy? Of course it is, Wendy. Yes. Jeremy, are you there? Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I think most of them have been answered. I don't know if anyone has any more. They could add it to the chat.
Okay, well, I can read the chat now. So if you have any questions, we have 4 minutes. Any other themes in the making? Yes, I will be working on my next one, but I'm not sure exactly what it is. And when we launch the website, we will have a resource sharing bank there, and we will put some of our module plans up there to share as well. The Facebook page is the Literacy Center of Expertise on Facebook. And like I said, it is a private Facebook group, but all you have to do is ask to join it. And when you do ask to join it, I will approve you. I may ask you, what is your interest in literacy? Or one of the moderators of that group may ask, what is your interest in literacy? So just be prepared maybe to answer that question. Zora, if you sent out a request a while ago and you're still waiting, maybe could you send that request out again? Perhaps I missed it.
For those of you who are asking about the name of the group, it's on Donna's last slide there, just Literacy Center of Expertise, if you just search that on Facebook. Somebody is asking if there are any CLB 1 or 2 resources in your resource bank.
Well, currently there are not. We're working on filling that resource bank, but you know, I think that CLB students benefit from best practices and identifying gaps, and they could use the literacy plans that we have and maybe just speed them up a little bit. We just slow them down and do a lot more scaffolding and support. Oh, somebody shared the group on the, okay.
On the chat. Maria, I believe, was asking, how long did you spend on this module with your students? Was this a standard 2 weeks, or did this take a little bit longer?
Well, I haven't actually done it yet. we're in
forever.
Yeah, no. So, but based on my experience, the general knowledge theme, the general knowledge module would probably take about a week. And then after that, we would delve into each module. And I usually cover the same topic for about a month with my full-time classes. So that's 5.75 hours a day for about a month. But, you know, we're changing the module, so hopefully it stays interesting to them the whole time. And someone's asking, in CAPS, how do literacy students know how to connect? No, they did not have any training prior to. So as I said, we have a great IT team, and our supervisors and coordinators and managers, and Jeremy Wilson, who is the center's assistant, made 3 videos that really help the students. And I think your CAPS are expressing to me sort of your frustration, but I had the same doubts and frustrations and said, like, my literacy students cannot do it, but you know, they all did it and they're all thriving on it now. You know, we had people who spoke the same language phone them, help them, their kids at home, help them, us phoning, doing everything we can. So we did it, and it can be done. Okay. Well, what do you think, Jess? I think we're basically finished.
Zora just had a good question about upcoming literacy webinars through ATESL Advocacy. Keep watch every Friday for the next couple weeks. We have them planned. Next week is Hurley Severa, and she will be presenting. I'll be putting that event up soon. And the week following that will be Krista Schwabel presenting on mental health and literacy teaching. Sorry to interrupt.
No problem. Thanks, Wendy. That's great.
Just one last question. Maya was asking if you're using Google Classroom to store and collect all of your assessments, or do you have students signed up to, or do you also have your students signed up to it? So I assume signed up to Google Classroom. I think you mentioned that earlier about depending on the abilities of the student.
Yeah, so, we haven't had that much success with the foundation students, but the higher level students, most of them have managed to get on there. It's a great vehicle to use for teachers, but if your students can't get on it, like I said, we're housing everything in there and keeping organized and putting all our assessments in there so that we do have a central place to organize. And then I'm looking at the results of the students and then maybe putting in their answers, keeping it in their file, uploading a picture to it there. I just want to say one more thing, Jess. Somebody asked if we could share the videos. So they haven't been properly branded. We have to pass them through our communications team and get our branding on them. And that will be done shortly. And then I'll share them up on, I may have already shared them. Oh yeah, I did share them. Sorry, branding. They're shared on the Facebook page. All
Fantastic.
3 videos that Jeremy made.
Fantastic. So if you have any other questions about this, please look at the Facebook page.
Yeah. I'm driving traffic there.
Good work. All right.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Donna. This has been amazing. Thank you very much to everybody who has spent the afternoon with us. We hope that I hope you found this as useful and interesting and inspiring as I did. And come on back next Friday for another ATESL advocacy webinar.
And have a great long weekend.
Yeah, get that garden in.
Okay, thanks everybody. Bye.